Xavier Benjamin, the skipper, Ryan Kavanagh as well. You know, he's been out for a long time and he's been on the sidelines and on the bench in the last couple of weeks. But it's good to see him start again today after a long time out.
So that's a nice segue into taking you through the teams, starting with the home side, Cardiff City. And as Tom mentions, good to see a number of returning players, none more so than Cameron Antwi, who suffered a nasty injury at the end of last season, made a recent substitute appearance back in the starting lineup today. Cian Ashford, we know, will be a threat. Kieran Evans, so promising in the late summer and pre-season for the senior side. Expect him to make an impact. And also Vontae Campbell, a little bit of a forgotten man at Cardiff City, but a chance for him to make an impression. So it's a decent looking Cardiff City lineup. As Tom says, Ryan Kavanagh, a combative midfielder. Good to see him back as well. He'll look to get on the ball, he'll look to move the ball forward quickly, and he's not shy to make a tackle either. So Cardiff City, a strong lineup, and it'll need to be strong against a Bristol City team which, as mentioned, includes a number of players that were in the squad when the senior side came to Cardiff City Stadium just over a week ago. James Knight-Labelle, the captain, came on as a substitute. Joseph James at right back started the game for Bristol City that day, and there's other players that were in the squad, namely Ephraim Yeboah, who is very, very highly thought of. Came on as a sub that day. He will be the man to watch, no doubt, for Bristol City this afternoon, as the players are just going through the formalities of the touring costs. They're also lined up at the centre circle, so I believe we are going to have a minute's silence, which I assume would be for the fact that we're in remembrance period at the moment. That will be slightly delayed by the teams changing ends. Looks like Bristol City have won the toss. We will have the moment of reflection and then the action will begin. Again, thank you for joining us. John Donovan along with Tom Hopkins for this under-21 encounter, seven-side derby between Cardiff City and Bristol City. We'll be back with commentary the other side of this pause. We will remember them, of course. Impeccably observed moment of silence. And now we're just about ready for kickoff. It'll be Cardiff City playing from right to left as you look at things from our gantry position. Of course, all in blue. The Robins, Bristol City, playing from left to right in the red shirts, white shorts and red socks. And it will be the visitors who will kick off this afternoon. The derby game, no matter the level, is always that little extra bit spicy, so we look forward to an intriguing 90 minutes ahead of us. Cardiff playing with a flat back four. And we'll see how the lineup or the structure presents itself from there on in as Bristol City get us underway with a crossfield ball to the left-hand side. Nice flick on, and Yeboah tries to knock it down the line. That's a lovely weighted pass, and Bristol City are into the box immediately. Good recovery tackle from Will Spears there, playing as the right back. But again, Bristol City have linked, and they come into the box. It's a nice cutback ball, just misses its target. And Kieran Evans shows great footwork to bring the ball out of the box. He has Vontae Campbell wide if he can move it. He can. Vontae Campbell wearing the number 2, but playing as left back. That's a nice ball back to Xavier Benjamin. But immediately then in the opening seconds you saw the quality of Yeboah. Someone who we think will shortly be in the first team for Bristol City. on a regular basis. That's good hold-up play by Kroll. Back to Ansui. Here's Colwell. Didn't mention him at the start, of course. It's just assumed that he's going to dictate the match and get the ball at his feet. So look out for the big number 10 for Cardiff City. But Tom, a very fast start there from Bristol City, and Ephraim Yeboah, we saw him come on at Cardiff City Stadium around about 10 days ago. Likely he's going to be the danger man. Yeah, certainly. I mean, they have a bit more experience, don't they, from what we've seen just in this starting lineup, and they want to make that impact right away, as they should really, given, as I said, that experience difference. But, you know, City haven't conceded too many goals this season. You know, when they've lost fairly narrowly in the most times, so just need to settle in now defensively and work our way up from there, hopefully taking advantage of mistakes like that and forced errors. Yeah, Vontae Campbell read that well. Here's Colwell, nice ball to Kroll. Oh, it's just behind Evans and clips the heels. Fast start from both teams, in fact. Ball down the line now for Yeboah to battle with, but it's well defended by Cook in the air. Looks like a high tempo, greater tempo than perhaps we see at the start of under-21 matches, so put that down to it being the derby. Cardiff will, you suspect, allow Bristol City to have more of the ball, their experienced opponents, and then look to pick off and play on the break when they can. As Bristol play it along their back line. Now back to goalkeeper Lewis Thomas. Visitors looking to play out from the back. There's a crossfield ball on for Joseph James, and Bristol City tried to utilise that, but once more it's read well by Vontae Campbell, who's had a good start to this match. He can attack the edge of the box. He puts the brakes on. Nice little back heel. Here's Colwell. Colwell, clip ball into the near post. No runners there. Easy take from Lewis Thomas. But again, Tom, that may be the game plan for Cardiff today. Sit off, pick up the mistakes, and then look to hit on the break. Yeah, certainly would make sense. You know, let them take the risk if they're going to be pressing forwards. Nonetheless, City just need to be composed on the ball when they do get it. If they're going to be limited, they need to make the most of it. Here's Kavanagh. Plays the ball into a tight area, but that's well controlled and used by Ashford. Good technical ability there. There's Colwell again. Nice feet, good strength, stays on his feet and can now drive forward towards the edge of the box. Still going as a shove, a push. In the end, Cardiff will get the corner, but that's what Joel Colwell can bring to this team. Yeah, that's a bit weird there. He seemed to get pushed in the back and then backwards again, so he's back on balance. But nonetheless, you know, it's great from Joel Colwell. He's a type of player who likes to pass it quite early, I find. But, you know, having that aspect of his game where he's able to drive forwards and threaten, draws plenty of men around him, and City now have a chance from a set piece. Set piece that Kieran Evans will take. Cardiff seem to have men at the back post. That's where the ball goes, but it's a good clearance header. Kavanagh rather hooks at that, shanks it, and it'll go out of play through a throw in to Bristol City, who defended that first set piece well. Around about 4.5 minutes gone. If you're just joining us on Cardiff City TV, pleased to have you along for this seven-side derby. 0-0 in these early stages, but both sides looking to play good football at a high tempo. Kroll will look to make life difficult, and Spears will play the ball down the line. No runners there, so back to goalkeeper Thomas. And again, the visitors will look to play out from the back. Ian Derbyshire, the Cardiff City women's manager, sitting a few rows in front of us. Congratulations to them on winning their derby at the weekend. Always good to beat the old enemy, especially good away from home on what I understand was a very difficult pitch. So huge congratulations to him and the team. Remember those days, Tom, where we didn't win derbies? It's a vague memory at this point. Strong tackle by Vontae Campbell. He's left a little bit on, but he is looking to make his mark early in this game, the fullback. Quick throw in taken, and Cook will chase down his man, who is Yeboah. can't provide a platform on that occasion, so Cardiff will have the throw, which they take quickly. Monte Campbell to Evans. Evans got caught a little in track, and as a result, Cardiff are in a tight situation, but they've played out of it well. Although, he says, as Jake Dennis gets that ball to feet with a lot of pressure on him and is forced to clear it away for a throw-in, so a good press there from the visitors.
I think it's a corner kick.
It is indeed. The art of playing out from the back. It's not for everyone. Bristol City outswinging corner, and it's right across the 6-yard box penalty spot. No one could make contact with it from either side, though. And that's nice from Ashford to Kavanagh. Antwi tries to lay that off into the run of Kroll, but it was a slightly heavy touch. Fans continue to make their way in. There's a decent smattering of people here today for this under-21 game. Some of the students at the college have stayed around, and interested spectators as well. As Thomas will go long on this occasion. That should be meat and drink to Cook, and indeed it is. And Cardiff actually gained ground and gained the throw-in after a heavy touch there from Dylan Kajai. No harm, no foul, though, for Bristol City. Ball is back once more with goalkeeper Thomas, who bowls out to the left-hand side. Long ball, which Benjamin deals with, sends out for a throw-in. On the far side as we look at things, just inside the Cardiff City half. No out-and-out goal-scoring chances in the first 7 minutes, but some decent football play from both sides. And that's a great turnover from Colwell. You suspect will be at the heart of most good things that Cardiff do, and he is at the heart of things here. Oh, it's tight to the touchline. Good reverse ball. Great goal. Kroll, the scorer. Ashford, the creator. Colwell, the maestro. Cardiff playing on the break, and they open the scoring with a goal of great quality. And James Kroll draws first blood in this derby. And that was exactly the game plan, Tom. Pick up the ball, play on the break, cut Bristol City open. A fantastic goal for the Bluebirds.
Exactly, just so well put together, that goal. I think on the replay it'll show, but, you know, Joel Colwell there driving again, as he had done earlier, sets it up nicely, and the pass is just perfect towards Kroll for him to finish.
Yep, moment of real quality, and nothing like a little bit of healthy brotherly competition. Ruben is taking his game to the next level, you feel, at senior standing over the last few weeks. Joel just reminding us that there's a great deal of quality in the other Colwell brother as well. Lovely run and cutback, though, by Cian Ashford. And James Kroll, right place, right time, emphatic finish. All three deserve great credit for that goal as Bristol City look to respond immediately. Good outside to inside run there by Sam Pearson, but he wasn't found. It's well broken up by Antwi, who will now look to drive forward and breaks a couple of tackles. Evans gets the benefit of the ricochet, but Pearson gets back, does his defensive duty, and the visitors have the ball once more. Colwell gets a foot on that. Has he turned it over to Ashford? He has. Ashford tried the little nutmeg. It's good recovery defending and a good strong tackle as well there. I believe that was Raphael Arroyi. Cardiff complaining, but it looked to me like a good recovery tackle which took the ball first. Our director Mike Britton was just putting in his car registration in the foyer and getting a cup of coffee, so we haven't had a replay so far. Bristol City get us underway once more. Notice Mike's also come back with a coffee, Tom, but only for himself. We'll pick that up in a moment as Cardiff come again once more from Ashford. Spreads it wide to Evans. Cardiff look very good on the break thus far. Evans step over, drives to the left-hand side, drilled shot at goal, well held by Thomas. But once more, Cardiff in that transition look quick and clinical. Bristol City look to respond. Here's Yeboah, who likes to drift out to that left-hand flank. Good strength from both players, although in the end Benjamin is penalised for leaning into Yeboah. And Bristol City will have a free kick. Tight to the touchline, around about 7 or 8 yards from the corner flag. As Darren Pearce patrols his technical area. Pleased with the start, no doubt, of his maybe more established under-21 side today. Can they defend this set piece, though? Be Pearson with the outswinger. No, he goes short, in fact. Shooting opportunity from the edge of the box. Well, charged down by Colwell, and Kavanagh gets something on it. And for a moment, it's 2-on-1. Kavanagh needs Ashford to time his run. Kavanagh, that's a slightly bobbly service, and I'm not sure he completely had the ball under control there at any stage. Good powerful run though from the midfielder. So over 12 minutes gone. Is that going to be offside? It is. Yeboah went a little early. Good line from the Bluebirds. Yep, 12.5 minutes gone. And Cardiff have the lead through a goal of great quality, scored by Kroll, made by Colwell and Ashford. It's been a lively start to this game by both teams. Again, Cardiff inviting the press to try and break the press, and they've done well to release Spears. Good tackle though there by Kadji, not allowing Spears to make any more ground down that right-hand side. Looks a more confident Cardiff side than some of the under-21 games I've seen so far this season, Tom. It looks like an even encounter out there.
Yeah, it certainly does. I mean, I think if you look at the highlights from the last couple of matches and see the chances that we've had and just not being quite able to put them away, and then losing from those kind of positions, it's you could definitely say maybe it's taken a while to click at the start of the season. Obviously, the amount of injuries in the squad hasn't helped either. Players also being called up on 21 fixture days to travel with the first team, for example, as well. But it's good to see here that the foundations are strong. City are holding their own so far, and rightfully leading, in my opinion, taking that one proper chance and putting it away.
Dennis plays Vontae Campbell into a little bit of trouble. It's a good strong tackle by Vontae Campbell, although Cardiff have conceded the ball once more to Yeboah. You don't want to be doing that too often. Well marshalled though by Spears, and that will be a corner kick to Bristol City. Again, Cardiff looking to play out from the back, but the pitch looks in good condition in terms of a lot of grass there, as we see a replay of this goal, which started with Colwell's strong tackle, drive forward, intelligent run by Ashford, and then he really got his head up to find Kroll. A goal of great quality. But whilst it looks like there's a lot of grass on this pitch, it does look like there are a few divots and bobbles, and it's making playing out from the back a little difficult for both teams. Corner kick now for Bristol City. It's contested at the near post. A clutch of bodies, eventually headed behind for another corner by Colwell. Good delivery by Sam Pearson. This time will they go short? They do. Antwi is out there, but there is a little bit of an overload. Pearson looking to make an angle for a shot, gets the shot away. It's blocked and cleared. And Ashford will look to put pressure on. And there's a foul in there. Referee playing advantage. I don't think advantage will come, so there will be a free kick as Omar Taylor-Clark was caught a little off the ball.
Yeah, I think Vontae's just stopped the run there more than anything. Linesman caught it when the referee didn't.
Seen a replay there, and there's a couple of times Pearson has made intelligent runs. He looks good on set-piece duty. He's standing over the ball again now. He's the player in the early stages that looks lively for the visitors. Although it doesn't beat the first man with that free kick. And now here's Evans, who can go at Pearson. Looks to cut inside. That's the clearest shirt tug you'll ever see. Will the referee decide to produce a yellow, or will it be a last warning for Pearson, who I think was rather frustrated about the lack of quality over that free kick after the big build-up?
Not entirely sure how necessary the foul is given the amount of red shirts around him as well, but nonetheless, if it gets him closer to a yellow, that's better for us.
Ball is back with Dennis. A little bit of a heavy first touch, gave the on-rushing player a chance. Again, that penalty area is not giving the goalkeeper a great deal of confidence, it would seem. Cardiff won't change their way of playing, but it may cause a little heart in mouth times on occasions. It's all just got a little messy for Cardiff. Here's Yeboah, good ball protection. And he plays the ball inside for Blackwell. Blackwell across the far post. Oh, it's a fantastic header that turns it onto the bar, I think, from Will Spears, because that should be 1-1, and it's not because of the Cardiff City fullback, who was in a great position and great anticipation. Cardiff, though, have been the architects of their own discomfort in the last few moments, giving the ball away. But when we see that replay, Tom, I don't think it was goalkeeper Dennis. I think it was Will Spears who was the hero, gets in the right position and turns that header at goal onto the bar.
I think that's a combination, isn't it, between the two. It's great instinct, so from both of them, to keep that ball out.
So Bristol City now have had their first clear sight of goal, and you feel really should be 1-1. It's been a very entertaining encounter through almost 18 minutes. Here's Cook. Cardiff maybe just looking to slow things down, have a little bit of possession. Although they go long on this occasion, it's a nice ball to Evans. First touch was okay, but well anticipated by James, who started the game at Cardiff City Stadium. Ashford puts pressure on. That's a nice touch inside, though. Although good strong tackle by Kavanagh, who goes to ground but wins the ball. And Cardiff, as a result, have been able to spread it to the left-hand side to Kieran Evans. He's, well, dispossessed strongly by Pearson. Pearson keeps going as well. Kavanagh fouls him. Evans stays down, maybe landed a little awkwardly. Don't think there was any suggestion of a foul in there. But it's a derby game. There's tackles flying in, and it's good to see, Tom.
Yeah, certainly got the physicality of a derby, hasn't it? And the, well, I think some frustrations are being shown as well, particularly on the counter here. Bristol, I think they haven't managed to, well, Bristol City, sorry, they haven't quite managed to get the impact they'd have liked early on. Not been the best from the set piece, and that one chance that they did have then was turned onto the crossbar.
And we see the foul on Pearson by Kavanagh. I haven't kept entirely up to date with the football news in the last 24 hours, Tom. I know there was talk Bristol City close to appointing a senior manager. Is it Ryan Manning from Oxford? I'm not sure if that's been confirmed as yet. Of course, Nigel Pearson was in the dugout for the senior side when they came to Cardiff City Stadium 9 days ago. But we spoke that day. There was a little bit of friction that Nigel Pearson wanted contract talks to take place, and they hadn't. So perhaps a mutual parting of the ways. Because when you change a manager at senior level, it tends to have a knockdown effect on the other age groups as well. How you want the players to play, what structure, how you want them to be developed. So we'll wait to see what direction Bristol City go in. They've always been a club that have produced good young players, and they've needed to be this season, supplementing their first team, such as the injury crisis that they've had. As Evans has received treatment, making his way off the pitch. I think he's going to be okay, just looking at the heel, Achilles area, but I don't think there's anything that's going to put him out for too much longer. as we will get play back underway with this free kick for Bristol City to be taken by James. Ball is with Idenhen, who goes long, well dealt with by Rodney Campbell. I've got to say, he's had a solid start to this one. Not sure what his future holds, perhaps, but he's impressed in the early stages of this, although Kavanagh almost turned that ball over. And Bristol get the throw in on the far side. And they look to play out from the back once more. Good press from Ashford, though, leads to that turnover. Intelligent play, intelligent press from the Cardiff attacking midfielder. Kroll improvises and shoulders that back to Colwell. Colwell tries to feed it through to Ashford, but Thomas comes out to claim that. But good to see that from Kroll. He read the situation, improvised. I think he is an intelligent footballer. And he is the difference maker thus far, the only goal of the game so far. Good pressure on the far side, not allowing Arroyo to have an easy ball, and Cardiff have been quick all over the field so far today, Tom, on that press. You know, they're sitting in shape, and then when they feel they can go, they go in numbers, and more often than not, they've been winning the ball back. Yeah, certainly. I mean, if you look at that, then when we won the throw-in, it was very much from Cian Ashford's aggression off the ball. He's shown it on the ball. He's done well to get the assist today. And talking about aggression, Kavanagh might be his final warning. There's been a couple of fouls. He did trip the man in flight there. In fact, I think the yellow card may be coming out. So Ryan Kavanagh will have to be a little careful. He is a player who likes to tackle. But he did impede a Bristol City player who had turned over the ball there and had ground to run into. Probably a fair booking. So pick it up on this replay. The shame of it is it came from a Cardiff City throw-in, but a couple of heavy touches there. And yeah, Kavanagh did clip the heels, I think, of Kadji. And he goes into the book. Bristol City have the free kick, which is whipped in towards the box. Well headed away by Spears. Colwell will prevent it going for the corner. And goes long now, looking for Ashford. It's over the head of Ashford, but Kroll may get there, does get there, wins the ball, dominates the centre half. Now is running at James, into the box for Ashford. Ashford, oh, shot just clips the outside of the post. Must have got a deflection on the way, it'll be a corner, but Cian Ashford with those late runs into the box, he looks very, very potent. And once more, Cardiff hitting well on the break. And great work there, Tom, from James Kroll. Yeah, precisely. He's, I think he's showing his maturity. He's one of the older players, I think, for this 21 side. And he's been involved with the academy now for a good couple of years. Played a lot under Darren Pearce as well. So, yeah, he's impressing so far. He scored the goal and he's working as well with the ball at his feet. He puts the ball in beautifully for Cian Ashford to run onto. Always a willing runner. Yeah, slight pause here as Kroll goes to ground. Thought initially it might have been an injury, but I think he's suggesting he was pushed over. There's the normal nip and tuck in that 6-yard box. Lots of pushing and shoving, in fact. Ashford is basically having his shirt taken off his back right now. Ball goes towards the penalty spot and actually avoids every player in a blue shirt. Evans will get another chance, though. And nice cross into the box, which is met by Benjamin. His header takes the deflection, will go out for a corner. The half volley spinning cross there from Evans was certainly more dangerous than the corner. Cardiff will get another opportunity from a set piece. Some deeper runners for Cardiff this time, more towards the penalty spot. Ball goes towards the far post. Kroll is up, wins it. Great header on goal, hits the bar, and will go out for a goal kick. But Kroll wanted to dominate that. He got there first. Good header, and very unlucky not to score his second goal of the game.
Absolutely. It leaves you wondering whether the keeper had that one covered. See here. Possibly not. Good power on it. He did so well to get his head on that ball and be pretty much uncontested up there.
Cardiff are turning over the ball. That's a strong tackle by Antwi. No foul there, but he's left his player on the ground. That will be a foul out on the right-hand side, as I believe it's Ashford. No, it's not. It was Kroll who was bundled over. A little bit of concern here for, I think it's Omar Taylor-Clark who's down. It was a strong tackle by Antwi. He took nothing but ball, but it's jolted the Bristol City player. It's not Taylor-Clark, in fact. It's Dylan Kadji. See a replay here. Well, again, that's just two players competing, but Antwi gets there first and wins a strong tackle.
Yeah, well, and then of course Kieran Ashford is quite blatantly fouled. Don't know exactly what the complaint is about, really.
It's Kieran Evans on set-piece duty once more. Perhaps a little better angle to really whip this towards the far post. We've seen Kroll go quite close. Will he go close this time? Well, in fact, Evans tries a shot to the near post, tries to catch the keeper out. Lewis Thomas scrambles, but gets back there to make the save. Long ball, which is dealt with by Freddie Cook. Well, Bristol City look to turn that over. Spears uses his body well to turn away. Now tries to protect the ball. Will he be forced into conceding a throw-in? Well, he rescued and dealt with the situation very well, and Antwi has been able to release Evans. Great work from Spears on that far side. Evans, again, just the touch a little heavy. It's a nice release ball by Antwi. Cook has got to be careful. Yeboah is behind him. In fact, the referee, or assistant referee's flag goes up belatedly, and that will be offside and a free kick to Cardiff City.
I think the linesman definitely a little bit to the rescue there. Bit uncertain between the defender and the goalkeeper, but Freddie Cook perhaps thinking that Jig Dennis should have come out and claimed it.
Bristol City looking to play into the channel there. Cook turned it back to Dennis. Assistant referee, as Tom said, came to the rescue. Dennis will get us back underway. Goes long, looking for Kroll. Kroll is up, flicks on well. Can Evans get around the back here? It's a good starting position by goalkeeper Thomas. Needed to be, otherwise Evans would have been in. Now Spears has to deal with a difficult bouncing ball under pressure. And again, he does well. This time up against Marley Francois. Spears came off the bench in the last under-21s game I watched against Barnsley, and he impressed me that day. I think there's a player there. Of course, on the bench for Cardiff City's day is Josh Beecher, who also I had the good fortune of commentating on when he made his senior team debut in the League Cup against Blackburn a few weeks ago. I thought he made a good impression on that night, particularly in terms of quality of ball into the box.
He's a player who's enjoying his football at the minute and playing as much as he can. I think he he started and played on the on Saturday for the 18s and got an assist for the second one. So hopefully if he comes on today, he might shine similarly.
"28 minutes gone at Cardiff International Sports Stadium. It's 1-0 to the Bluebirds. It could have been 2. Although both sides have, in fact, hit the bar. Cardiff, though, you feel have wrestled dominance in this game after Bristol City maybe started the faster. Cardiff shown good quality, though. Kavanagh gets it to Ashford. Ashford couldn't quite get out of his feet for the shot, but gives it back to Evans. Good footwork, Evans. Step over. Looking now for a pass, a dink perhaps. Tries to give it back to Vontae Campbell. It was a little out of his reach. Cardiff will try to recycle. Great footwork by Colwell. Must be in the genes. They're both very good in tight situations. Antwi given a ball that perhaps he didn't want. Protects it well. Is he fouled? He is. Tidied up a situation well there, did Antwi. But you mentioned it, Tom, didn't you? Cardiff, well, I'll come back to that in a second, as Cardiff have taken the quick free kick, although Evans was offside, unfortunately, and kicks the ball away and will be booked. A little bit of frustration there from the winger. But we said, Bristol City, we thought were the more experienced side. They started quite fast in the first 5 minutes, but Cardiff have wrestled dominance away. They've played some good football, and I agree with you, Tom. They deserve this lead.
Yeah, certainly. I think they've tempered the storm early on. There's a chance in the first 45 seconds, I think it was, but nonetheless, you know, Bristol City seem to have still that experience, that physicality City need to contend with.
And they have a chance here, as that's a great recovery tackle from Kavanagh. Bristol City were just able to work a 2v1 situation on the left-hand side, got the ball into the box. Looked like it had been teed up perfectly. Cardiff maybe just switching off from that set-piece restart.
Kavanagh, if I may interrupt, you know, he's on a yellow and he's coming in with a sliding tackle inside the penalty area. It's great. It's just what was needed.
Yeah, good tracking back from midfield. That's a looping corner towards the far post, but it's caused a little bit of confusion in the way. In the end, well cleared away. I don't think you want to give away too many set pieces against this Bristol City side. More often than not, there's been decent quality into the box. Here's Pearson again, but Evans robs him of the ball and clears long. Kroll would come short, so that ball will run all the way to Lewis Thomas. Half an hour has flown by. Long ball looking for Pearson beyond Vontae Campbell. Nice little touch, although he slipped and has gone to ground a little theatrically. Referee is saying play on, despite Pearson clutching his head. There is a head injury, so the referee will stop it. I think there's a little bit of frustration there from Pearson. His touch was good, but then his stud seemed to go away from him, and I think he just felt he had to try and buy something, perhaps. He did fall into the knee of Vontae Campbell, so maybe I'm doing him a disservice, but certainly no foul there. Certainly
not a foul, no. He's turned and gone into Vontae Campbell in one way or the other. Come off worse for wear.
I do think he's busy though, Pearson, along with Yeboah. Keep an eye on him to maybe be the game changer for Bristol City. Seems to me that he makes some intelligent runs. So we just see a replay here of that improvised free kick from Evans, where everyone thought it was going to be a far post cross. He tried to curl it into the near post. Good save from Lewis Thomas. So we'll have another pause as Pearson will make his way back to the touchline just to be quickly assessed. Just a word on Cameron Antwi, Tom. Not doing anything extravagant in this game, but coming back from a long-term injury, he looks mobile, athletic. He's won some tackles, and he's anchoring that midfield well for Cardiff City.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he, you know, at the end of last season, he got his injury, and it, you know, possibly the worst time to do it. You never know, because you'd like to think that if not, he might have been involved with the first team on a pre-season level at least. But you know, he's very dependable, Cameron Antwi, and you know, he's done exactly that today as well. He's tackling hard, he's running hard, and he's passing very well.
You know, back underway as Bristol City look to come down their left-hand side. Is Roy, who's provided a good support on that left-hand side, and he's made ground here. It's a good battle with Ashford and Spears. Ball will come into the box. It's deflected away for a corner kick to Bristol City, and that's good work by Rafael Roy, who really didn't have too much on, but has won a corner for his side. He was outnumbered 2-1. So great return to get the set piece, which Pearson will take short, giving it to Francois. Francois turns out, good whip ball in, which is well met by Benjamin, clearing the ball away. Needed to be. We've seen some good variation of set pieces from Bristol City, particularly from corners as they come again. Here's Pearson. Maybe Bristol City just getting the upper hand once more. Good cross in, well defended once more by Benjamin. Kroll holds the ball up, but can't turn it into the path of Ashford. And Francois is in behind, but he drills the cross to the far post, and there wasn't a runner there. Monty Campbell will look to turn out, although turns back in. Maybe the first sign of a fullback playing on his wrong side. Didn't want to go down the line on his left foot or turn out on his left foot. Oh, that's sloppy concession of possession to Kroll. And Kroll, wow, threads the needle. Can Colwell get in here? Colwell uses his strength and scores. Probably had no right to, but really just bullied his way between two defenders. Cheap possession conceded by Bristol City by Joseph James. Kroll did exceptionally well, held on to the ball, allowed the runners to go beyond him, eventually found Colwell, thought he was going to get crowded out, but such was his balance, such was his strength, he would not be denied. And Colwell makes it 2-0 to the Bluebirds.
I need to get up the Joel Colwell graphic and put that out now, but such a good goal, isn't it? Really taking advantage there of an unforced error, pretty much. It's a great run. Kroll has the options, gives it Colwell. He's put it away wonderfully. You know, that's the kind of finish you'd expect from a forward or a striker, not necessarily a midfielder who runs box to box like Joel Colwell does.
Yeah, I thought initially Ashford was going to be the runner, but Colwell powered his way through a gap. It was unfortunate for Joseph James, giving the ball away, and then actually thought he got back goal side and perhaps could have prevented the shot at goal. But balance and power is quite the recipe, quite the combination, and both Colwell brothers have it. And Cardiff now have a 2-goal lead. Can Bristol City strike back before half-time? The crossfield ball to the left-hand side has been promising, and Francois, good touch and run there, will draw the free kick right on the edge of the box. Bristol City asking the question for a penalty. I think initial contact was just outside the box. Certainly that's a booking there. A little bit of push and shove. And just trying to make out which Cardiff player took the booking. Don't know if it was Ashford tracking back. Certainly it was a good crossfield ball, and Bristol City have spread the ball from left to right, or right to left I should say, a few times. And it was a great touch and go there by Marley Francois. He was away, he got clipped right on the edge of the box, the right side of the line from a Cardiff City perspective, but Bristol City will have this set piece. Crossfield ball, it's 2 or 3 times Bristol City have done it and caught Cardiff out. I think it is Ashford who was just wrestling with his man, and this will give Pearson, you'd imagine, the opportunity of a strike at goal. Last time I gave him the big build-up, he produced his set piece of the least quality, so what should I do this time? Kind of just organising their wall. You often say free kicks on the edge of the box are hard to get up and get down, but because it's on an angle, it gives Pearson a slightly different dynamic. Cross or shot, we shall see. Pearson, ball into the area, and it is met by a red head, Raphael Arori. But he couldn't keep his header down. Cardiff survive. That goes over the bar. But a warning shot across the bows of Cardiff City.
Yeah, certainly. Xavier Benjamin throughout that, calling the order of holding that line. I think he's taken a bit of a knock perhaps, and he's been seen to by the ref at the moment.
Benjamin is down. Perhaps, I was going to say, did he land awkwardly? But not quite sure which part of the body is ailing him at the moment. He's back up though. The captain will keep going. It's just become a little more gloomy, a little more overcast at the International Sports Stadium. But a bright first 39 minutes for Cardiff City, who lead by 2-0. Kavanagh reads that well. Tries to clip the ball forward to Colwell. There are a lot of bobbles on this surface. I must say, both teams are producing a game of decent quality on a pitch which the ball is not running truly. That's nice once more. Little drop of the shoulder by Arroy. Gets it wide to Francois. Those two trying to, or are increasingly growing into the game, but Spears does ever so well once more. Shoulder to shoulder, gets his body goal side, forces Francois to concede the goal kick to Cardiff City, and Will Spears continues to impress.
Exactly as he did earlier. I think looking at the two of them and their difference in height, you'd think that he'd have his handful here, Will Spears, but twice I think he's had the better of his man now, so far at least. Just got good quality, a bit of intelligence about him as well.
Bristol City, despite going 2 goals down, finishing the half in decent fashion, although Knight LaBelle gets a little lucky there. Does in the end manage to get it back to goalkeeper Lewis Thomas. Thomas under pressure, clears, flicked on well, and here's Blackwell, who we haven't seen too much of in this first half. Feeds it forward to Yeboah, who equally we haven't seen too much of, but he links well with Francois. Francois, oh, he wanted to take it on his right foot when a left foot cross might have been the better option back towards players waiting at the penalty spot. Wanted to get it on his right foot for a shot, allowed a Cardiff City covering player to get back, and in the end that was a tame effort which Dennis dealt with easily.
Yeah, still have to be switched on and watch that near post, however, because you never know in that situation. I imagine as a keeper whether it's going to be crossed and you have to go out or stick to your line.
Offside, it would appear, which we didn't catch, but Cardiff will have the restart with Dennis. Goes long to Kroll. Kroll flicks it infield, but well away from Ashford, and should be comfortably tidied up by Bristol City. Indeed it is. It's an extravagant turn there by Idehen, but it got him out of trouble and got Bristol City up the pitch, although Benjamin, who, like Antwi, has just done the simple things right today, clears the ball away. Cardiff will look to protect this lead going into half-time. Perhaps the most satisfying half of the season, though, so far for Darren Pearce, Matthew Bloxham and the troops. So once more, Bristol City go long. Suspicions of offside, yes. Thought as much. The flag goes up. Referee will allow play to go on. As Antwi gets the ball in a pocket of space. Feeds Colwell. Colwell with a lovely weighted pass back to Antwi. Antwi just can't quite thread it to the waiting Kroll. Oh, lovely feet from Evans. It's just taken off his feet. Good tackle, I think. Cardiff claiming a penalty, but I believe the replay will show that the Bristol City player got there first. Dylan Kadji. Strong appeals from the Cardiff bench, though. Once more, Cardiff play very well on the counter-attack. See this now, Tom, as Evans comes into the box, looks to shift and hit. I think there's enough ball there, isn't there?
I think so, but it looks to me as if his studs might have caught Kieran Evans on his way through. I think the initial tackle's all right, getting the ball, and then he seems to have followed through a bit on it.
Yeah, I saw, maybe I'm a bit old school, I saw Jamie Carragher making the point on Monday Night Football last night that you can't make the argument of just, I won the ball first anymore. You've got to be in control of yourself. My natural instinct was that was a good tackle, but obviously there was a coming together. So we'll go a little closer here. Lovely weight of ball by Antwi. Sorry, from Colwell to Antwi.
Here we have it. definitely seemed to have caught him on the ankle, I think.
I don't think the referee has given anything. It's a 50-50 decision. Well, certainly in this commentary box. You can tell I was a centre-half in my less glamorous playing career, Tom. The fact that I'm saying that's a good tackle. You're obviously a forward, saying that should have been a penalty.
Left back, actually.
More than anything, we hope Kieran Evans makes a recovery, because he, along with his teammates, have been bright in this first half. Some concern, though, for Kieran Evans. And, certainly looks like Cardiff will be making a substitute with Raheem Conte stripped and ready to go. So let's hope Evans, that's precautionary rather than anything else. He's done so well since returning from his loan spell last season to be in and around the first team thinking at Cardiff City, and you don't want anything to delay or detract from his continued development. So we wish him well, and we hope this is precautionary. Will look to get up under his own steam, which is good to see. But yeah, we'll have to be supported and helped off the field. Looks like he's able to put a little bit of weight on the ankle, so I'll take that as a good sign. But we wish Kieran Evans well. Bright first half from the winger, but unfortunately his day is done. Does, though, give an opportunity for Raheem Conte to come on and impress in the remaining moments of this first half, and the second 45. So we're back underway once more. Long ball, which Fonte Campbell gets good body position on and will allow to run all the way back to Jake Dennis. Here's Fonte Campbell. Didn't really have anywhere to go and therefore concedes possession. Just occasionally looks a little hindered playing on his weaker foot as the left full back. Francois is in behind, he swaps side, great cut back, and it's a good save from Dennis. Straight at him, but with some pace. Tipped it over the bar. That was a nice penetrating move from Bristol City, and Francois, who's grown into this first half, provided a decent cross there to be struck first time. Good save from Dennis. Dennis gets two-fisted punch to that, although there will be a shot at goal from Blackwell. Rather slices it on his weaker foot, and that'll be out for a goal kick to Cardiff City as we see Kieran Evans making his way back round to the tunnel area. We'll watch a replay of this last move with Francois coming to the right-hand side, gets beyond Fonte Campbell. Nice cutback, nice shot from Taylor Clark, but solid goalkeeping from Dennis.
Yeah, looked comfortable enough with it, and here again, you know, he's there to claim it. It's free, and he punches it away.
Good flick on from Kroll, and Colwell almost linked up with that. Hanswee is caught a little late in the middle of the park. And that'll be a sore one as the studs came on the top of that foot, which isn't really protected.
Don't think I've ever seen more City players claiming for a yellow card at one point, to be honest. Certainly was one.
Yeah, indeed. It's Kaji who will go into the book. It's been an interesting first half, but it has been tetchy at times, as you'd expect from a derby game. We're into the 5th minute of added time. Benjamin goes long looking for Conti, who somehow managed to wrestle his way onto the ball. Does very well, in fact. Tries the nutmeg, but it's well cut out, and Kaji is fouled there by Kroll. It's a slightly bitty end to the first half. Succession of stoppages. Referee might be advised to get both sides in for half-time and a little bit of a reset. Long ball forward, which Cook wins well. Antwi gets something on it, but gets height rather than distance. Kavanagh jumps through his man, but sheer perseverance wins that ball. James clears away. Spears steps in and will send it into the Bristol City half, out for a throw-in. There have been a number of moments of quality in this first half, but the last few passages of play probably not reflective of that, although Antwi wins the ball well there, tries to find Colwell. Ball just skips away from him, but will come back to Kroll, who switched positions with Ashford. Here's Spears, drives inside well, still going, looks to find Conti, but angle of pass wasn't quite there. Cardiff claim the ball once more, and here's Antwi, who gets away from his marker to Conti. He's got Vontae Campbell ahead of him, but Conte delays. He gives a rather under-hit pass to Vontae Campbell, who rescues the situation well. Here's Colwell just on the edge of the box. He's surely taken out there. Referee plays advantage, does he? Vontae Campbell. Ball deflects back off him and out for a goal kick. But again, Joel Colwell's footwork in tight situations continues to thoroughly impress.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we both thought he got drawn for the foul there. Definitely a push in the back. Perhaps bought the foul a bit with falling from it, mind, but nonetheless, very impressive.
Vontae Campbell miscue. And referee judges that he then fouled Francois, so that'll be a free kick to Bristol City as still we play on. 51.5 minutes gone in this first half. If we were charging you, you'd be getting full value for money. One last chance for Pearson to put a dangerous ball into the area for Bristol City to rescue the situation somewhat in this first half. Pearson will deliver. Enticing ball, but Dennis comes well and claims, collides with his own player, in fact, Cook. But that's brave goalkeeping, really took command of the situation as finally the first half whistle goes. But Jake Dennis there, just right at the end of the half, Tom, making a very important claim.
Yeah, absolutely. It's, you know, I imagine the kind of thing he's training day in, day out, being good from those set pieces. It's a good position for the visitors to be taken with from, and Dennis, you know, he's got a lot of, big attackers to go up against there to claim that ball, but he does so.
It looks like the goalkeeper will be okay as he collides with his teammate. Cardiff City is certainly okay. Maybe the best first half of under-21 football so far this season, and this was the first goal. Colwell, great tackle, great drive. Nice run off the ball by Ashford, who then picks his head up, knows that Kroll has held his position. Kroll, well, credit to him, he actually has to change feet there. I didn't see that first time around. Looks like he is expecting a ball to his right foot, but then has to change to hit it with the left. So that's a really controlled finish and a goal of great quality on the counter-attack by the Bluebirds. All three players involved there deserve a huge amount of credit. And Cardiff really took the mantle on from there. There were moments of Bristol City, none more so when they hit the bar. I think this may be it, as Yeboah helped launch this play. Blackwell got a cross in. I still think it's Spears who gets something on that to deflect it onto the bar. Good positioning from the fullback, helping his goalkeeper out. That was maybe as good as it got for Bristol City. Cardiff at this stage had the upper hand. Kroll feeding Ashford, who continued to make those late runs into the box, that time hitting the outside of the post. And from this recycled ball into the box from Evans. Benjamin got something on the ball. Another set piece led to Kroll leaping above his marker, but unfortunately the ball didn't dip quite early enough, hit the bar. He's had a good first half, James Kroll, as the focal point, the target man. Cardiff were very much in the ascendancy at this stage. There, Kieran Evans tries to trick or give the eye to the goalkeeper, but good recovery from Thomas. That crossfield ball was perhaps the best source of attack for Bristol City. Kavanagh getting back well there to go to ground to make the tackle, and as Tom said, Kavanagh on a booking, so knew that had to be timed to perfection. This is a moment perhaps that Joseph James won't want to see again. Gave the ball away. Good run by both Ashford and Colwell. Colwell just bullies his way through two players and finishes with the classic toe poke, giving Cardiff a 2-goal lead. Every time you see Joel Colwell, you think more and more that he's almost ready for first-team football. Bristol City came back into it in the last few moments of what became a bitty first half in the closing stages. No huge scares for Cardiff, aside from Francois, who got in here, and perhaps a left foot cross back towards the penalty spot might have been his better option. That's a lovely weight of ball from Colwell, and we can't quite find Ashford on that occasion. Here's Evans, and this is the moment that will cause us some worry. Evans has had to go off injured after taking a hefty bang on the ankle. No penalty was given, but Cardiff have paid the penalty of Evans being forced off. And then right at the end of the half, Francois swapping flanks. Gets a good cross in for a first-time shot, which Dennis deals with. And the goalkeeper had his best moments towards the end of the half, as that shot goes well wide. Meaning that at half-time, as Tom and I take a break for around about 10 minutes, we leave you with the score. Cardiff City 2, Bristol City 0. Hello and welcome back. Tuesday afternoon at Cardiff International Sports Stadium. We're watching at Cardiff City TV. Where else would you rather be? John Donovan alongside Tom Hopkins. An entertaining first half from both sides, but certainly Cardiff City coming out on top, leading at half-time by 2-0. Wondered whether we might see some personnel changes for Bristol City, but it looks like they're going with the same 11. Cardiff, of course, forced into that substitution just before half-time when Kieran Evans left the field to be replaced by Raheem Conte. Other than that, it's as you were for the Bluebirds, who will kick off attacking from left to right. Can they extend their lead? Can Bristol City get back into this? It should be a fascinating 45-plus minutes. As the sun gets a little lower in the sky. Temperature drops slightly, but we are underway. Bristol City will have the throw-in just outside their penalty area from this near side. Going down the line, but Spires once more dispelling his somewhat lack of height by winning an aerial duel. Did ever so well in that first half, as did all Cardiff City players. Really impressive first half performance from Darren Pearce's side. Can they continue that on now into this second 45 as Kroll heads on? Ashford is just beaten to the ball. And so as he's done all afternoon, just sweeps up very well. Actually lifts a lovely ball forward. Can Kroll get there? He can. He's in a bit of a foot race. And in the end, it's dealt with well by Idehen. Kroll has been a menace all afternoon, using physical presence and that underrated turn of pace that he's got to get himself in some good positions. And Cardiff have a decent position here with this throw-in. Tight to the corner flag. Spears tries to get it into Kroll. It's a little short. And Bristol City clear away. The setting sun is causing some problems for the Cardiff centre-halves, it would seem. Freddie Cook lost that in the descending sun. On that note, I will run you through the Cardiff City team. It's Jake Dennis in goal, Vontae Campbell at right back, Will Spears at left back, Xavier Benjamin and Freddie Cook are the centre-halves. Ryan Kavanagh is playing in the middle of the park with Cameron Antwi. Kean Ashford is playing as the right attacking player. Joel Kroll as the furthest forward. James Kroll, I should say. Joel Colwell in that number 10 role, or an attacking midfielder. And now Raheem Conte has replaced Kieran Evans to play from the left flank. Spears turns the ball forward. Ashford is being pulled, pushed. Pretty much everything, but referee plays advantage. Ashford, nice little ball to Colwell. Colwell to the touchline. What can he win? He wins a corner. Not sure Cardiff got a huge amount of advantage there, but referee allowed play to go on. Ashford was being wrestled, but still managed to make tracks towards the edge of the box. And Cardiff have made a decent start to this second half. I'll bring Tom in after this corner just to ask him, because he's seen more under-21 football than I have this season, but this looks like a far more confident under-21 side. Of course, some returning players from injury. It's been thoroughly impressive so far. Can they get the killer third goal? Short free kick drilled at goal. A little ricochet around the penalty box, but eventually cleared away. And Tom, on that point, just, you know, you read things, you see results, but just thoroughly impressed with that first half from the Bluebirds.
Yeah, certainly. I don't think anybody on off game, did they? Everybody was very much switched on to it and has clearly bought into what's been going on in the last couple of weeks in training. You know, City have been, I think, unfortunate not to win more games in recent weeks, and it's difficult when you're not live streaming match every week to see exactly what's going on the pitch. But I think now, you know, they've been clinical. It's a performance so far that they can be really happy with, I think. And hopefully they can just keep this up now for the remainder and keep these little errors to a minimal amount.
And Bristol City just capitalise on a turnover there. Cook will go back towards his own goal, but Yeboah does well to knock him off balance. Good recovery by Cook. Wrong side, but wrap that long left leg around Yeboah, turning it out for a corner. But if Bristol City get there, or get on the score sheet, that will give them a lift, and they will be right back in this game. And we've seen them cause problems from set pieces in the first half. This will be an outswinging right-footed corner from Pearson, looking for runners to break from the edge of the box. In fact, it goes short in the end. Francois, nice ball in. It's stretched and reached for and won by Cook. And the referee says there's a push and a foul in there by a Bristol City player. And Cardiff will have the relief of a free kick and a release ball.
Yes, great work by Cook there. Initially, I think, just from the cross coming in. Both he and the skipper, Benjamin, in the middle of the back line there, you know, they've been so well marshalled so far. You can tell they can work well together, despite the fact Cook only joined during the summer.
Roll is beaten on that occasion by Idahen. And with those he's done for most of the afternoon, just picks up the loose ball, nothing fancy, but right place, right time. Is Conte fed by Colwell. Conte twisting and turning. Colwell is there as a release ball, but Conte might do this himself. He's made room towards the touchline. Colwell takes it on, gets it out of his feet, tries to lay the pass into the on-rushing Antwi, just taken away. But lovely play from Cardiff again. Great winger work from Conte, and Colwell again showing his class. Thought that should have been a Cardiff ball, but system referee belatedly flags for Bristol City.
Quite a contentious call, I think. Spears looked as though, to me anyway, maybe got away with it.
It's good to see the Bluebirds continuing where they left off. Forward ball from Bristol City, but overhit, a little straight. And I think that's what Dylan Kadji is saying there. Give me a little bit more of an angle. Ball runs through to goalkeeper Dennis for the Bluebirds. Although Cardiff turned the ball over there rather needlessly. Bristol City have numbers. Here's Yeboah, a good tackle from Cook. Just as Yeboah was trying to get it out of his feet. That's a lovely weighted ball by Spears. Ashford tries to turn it to Colwell. Colwell rescues the situation where really had no right to. And that was a lovely ball. Can Ashford get there? Round the goalkeeper. Is this 3 from a tight angle? It is 3. In my excitement, I turned my own microphone off. It is 3 for the Bluebirds. It's another beautiful goal that Joel Colwell has an expert hand in. Well, it started from the left-hand side where Spears stepped in and won a ball and played a lovely ball forward to Colwell. Colwell would not be denied. Again, that have to go back to that tackle by Cook. Great work by Mike, our director, reminding me that it all started from an excellent tackle by Cook. Spears involved. Colwell again, balance, strength, lovely ball forward. Kroll may have been offside. He intelligently let the ball go to Ashford. Ashford rounded the goalkeeper, and from a tight angle with defenders retreating, is able to put it in on his left foot. And we've got our third Cardiff City goal, and maybe even more than that, Tom, our third goal of real quality.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, I'm not entirely sure just how quickly that was. If you were to measure it, it felt like seconds. Freddie Cook again, you know, he inadvertently started with a fantastic tackle. It's well worked, and Colwell, just when you think he might have been wrestled off the ball, he wins it back, puts it through wonderfully. Cian Ashford then, you know, all he has to do, you know, it's a lot to do, round the keeper and put it in, but he manages it. City rightfully, I think, after the start of this half, rightfully ahead.
Yeah, again, there have been moments from Bristol City, but truth be told, I was expecting a little more dominance when I looked at their team lineup and saw players who either started or were on the bench for the senior side recently at Cardiff City Stadium. There's obviously a lot of talent, but Cardiff have won the right to play and be ahead in this game. I think Darren Pearce will be very pleased that they didn't let the tempo drop or take their foot off the gas at the start of this second half. And as Tom says, I think probably deserved that third goal. Starts to make life increasingly difficult for Bristol City. Still plenty of time, though. More than 35 minutes remaining. It's Colwell once more. His balance and ability to get out of tight situations is similar to his brothers, I suppose, but so impressive. On that occasion, doesn't get the benefit of the decision. Long kick, which Benjamin deals with well, is Pearson, who was bright in the first half, but under pressure there, he tries to force a pass that goes out for a throw into Cardiff City. And it looks like Cardiff will be making a substitute with Cody Toos coming onto the pitch and replacing, well, that's a good return to starting action for Cameron Antwi. Neat and tidy all afternoon, and immediately must be back in the mind of Darren Pearce and perhaps those players or those advisors to the senior squad. Good return from Cameron Antwi. But Cody Toos now on the pitch, who we've seen in previous games, is an impressive performer in his own right. Imagine that was a pre-planned substitution with Antwi given a certain amount of minutes as he builds up his match fitness. So Cody Toos will be wearing the number 14 shirt. Imagine he will perhaps play slightly further forward, with Colwell dropping into that deeper midfield role that Antwi was holding. Conte almost turns that ball over. Bristol City try that crossfield ball, which has been their best source of penetration in this game thus far, although Cardiff have a good shape and Pearson is forced all the way back to his goalkeeper. Everything about this Cardiff City performance today, both on and off the ball, has been, for the most part, very impressive. Idahin steps forward, nice clip ball to Pearson on the stretch, heads it infield. Good run by Arroy, who did that a lot in the first half. Here's Blackwell reverse ball. Now on the right-hand edge of the area, scooped cross. Can Dennis claim under pressure? He can. Good claim by the goalkeeper, giving up some inches there. There's more push and shove. Yeboah and Benjamin this time. I was just going to say, Dennis giving up inches to Kadji, but the goalkeeper got above him. Again, I think I used the word tetchy in the first half. This derby has been a little tetchy as Cook slips and leaves a little on Blackwell. That the surface hasn't been completely friendly to the players this afternoon, as again there's a slip and as a result a foul. Is that Vontae Campbell who's been booked? I think the Cardiff player lost his studs, but in doing so it was a little bit of a nasty collision with the Bristol City player, which has resulted in the yellow card. Vontae Campbell's first touch is heavy and then just really body checks Kadji. So Vontae Campbell on a booking, Bristol City with the free kick. Might just be a little bit of dew, moisture on the surface, but those studs aren't always holding firm for players this afternoon. As the floodlights have come on at Cardiff International Sports Stadium. Pearson once more with the delivery. Clip ball towards the far post. That's a good ball, and Spears actually just gets good body shape once more. Knew he was giving up physical strength, but just got his body between man and ball. Ushered the ball out, and well, if my football opinion means anything, and it usually doesn't, keep an eye on young Will Spears, because I think he's an intelligent footballer. Kroll is up and gets enough on it to almost turn the ball into the path of Toos. Benjamin steps forward. Toos, just the first touch was a little heavy, but he will chase down the goalkeeper. Vontae Campbell is underneath this and wins a good header. Another player who's been solid this afternoon, playing on his wrong side, but has done most things right. Heads forward now. Cardiff have possession. Colwell finds Kroll. Ball ricochets off a couple of players, and that's a nice attempt at a crossfield ball with some slice on it. Once more, Spears got back well. Once more, Bristol City look most threatening when they move the ball quickly from side to side with a switch ball. Otherwise, Cardiff seem to be getting their shape very well. That's a hard tackle. The ball was won, but as we said in the first half, you've always got to be in control. I'd like to see a replay of that. The referee says that's okay. Kroll is down. Now back to his feet. Is Yeboah offside? No, assistant referee says he timed his run well. Tight towards the far corner flag. Now looks to skip beyond a couple of Cardiff players. Cook and Campbell are the covering players, now helped out by Conte. And they all do enough, allowing Freddie Cook to pick up this ball. Decent release pass to Conte. Under pressure. Turned back towards his own goal now. Back to Vontae Campbell. Turns out on the left foot, gets the ball away and finds twos. Although it's well one back as Bristol City just start to up the ante a little bit. You imagine that a response will be demanded of them. Great tackle again from Spears. I mentioned I think he's a decent player.
No, once or twice.
It's nicely turned over by twos to Kroll. Kroll, lovely release ball to Ashford. Ashford, nutmeg, he's got an awful lot to do now. Three defenders around him, but he's protected the ball, and I think the actual ball was meant for Conte. Colwell thought it was his. Stuck out a foot and unfortunately inadvertently directed the ball away from danger. But again, Cardiff just playing on the transition, the counter-attack. Started by twos, and Kroll all afternoon has provided a good platform as the number 9.
He really has, yeah. He's been switched on for those aerial battles, certainly, and supporting all the time. He's in there now, actually, ready for this cross.
Spears gets the ball across, and it's just away from 2 Cardiff City players. From the under-21s this season that I've seen them, they look far more, well, just clinical and ruthless today. Ashford tries to pick out Kroll. That's just intercepted. Cook will, well, didn't trust the bounce, although Yeboah is well offside.
I reckon he was about at least 3 feet off there. Clear as day for us.
Yeah, I just think Cook went to make that ball and perhaps just slipped a little, so the surface is causing a few problems. It's just that time of year. No criticism of the guys at Cardiff International Sports Stadium also always do a great job to turn out these matches. There's a substitution for Bristol City. Raquan Nelson coming onto the field. Looking to see who he's replaced. Well, it might have been Blackwell, but Blackwell's still on there. So I think it's actually Omar Taylor-Clark who's come off. But Raquan Nelson now on the field. And Bristol City now perhaps with a half a chance. Yeboah, ball ran away from him a little bit and goes out for a goal kick to the Bluebirds. Just hasn't quite been Yeboah's afternoon. Feeding off scraps, of course, but I've heard so many good things about him. But again, maybe you were just expecting a little more this afternoon, but no doubt he is a talent for the future. Cornwall heads forward, giving Ashford something to chase, and he's got twos as support, but it's actually well defended and good release ball there by Idahin. Pearson intelligently lets that go because I think he would have been offside. Allows Francois to run onto it, but that's great body strength from Benjamin. Cardiff have looked the physically stronger team today, and I didn't necessarily expect that when I saw the team lineups. Cook to Conte, who just toe pokes it forward. Bristol City having more possession in the last 10 minutes. As we get towards the 64-minute mark. 3-0 to the Bluebirds against the Robins in the 7-side derby. Whilst Bristol are having more possession, Cardiff's shape is good. Not really allowing runners to go beyond them. Everything is in front of the centre halves at the moment, and that will please Darren Pearce. Bristol City are forced back into their own half once more, and Cardiff can bring their line up. Here's Knight LaBelle. Gives it wide to Idahen. He makes some ground. Needs a release ball. Cardiff once more get bodies between attacking Bristol City player on the ball and goal and force Bristol City back. Now the Robins will try the right-hand side. That's a good release ball. And a cutback ball, which Kavanagh again is in the right place to deal with, not once but twice. Ball on the edge of the area. Cardiff get bodies there. Kavanagh is first out. He's been a tireless worker again. And once more, Cardiff can get their shape back. Just for a moment, Pearson was in behind. This time, Bristol City try and get Kadji in behind, but it's overhit, and Cardiff will have the goal kick. And they've been impressive with the ball, but Tom, I've also been impressed with the Bluebirds without the ball in their defensive shape.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, just in the centre, you would say it's just in the centre, but you know, you've got players like Will Spears coming in as well. Everybody's really keen to contribute, and if you look at, you know, Ryan Kavanagh, he's on a yellow again. He's got a clearance and he chases it down and stops potentially a bit of a Hollywood shot on goal.
Well, Kroll's intelligent there. He ducked out of the header and knew the centre half was coming over the top just to make life difficult for him. Although Bristol City have manoeuvred the ball forward, but Cook will deal with it, and Spears should get distance down the line. Maybe better than that. He gets it to Twos, who headers on. Kroll maybe just starting to tire after getting through a lot of work today. Didn't want to make the run for that one. As Cardiff get back into their mid-block defensive shape once more. Great recovery tackle there by Colwell. And is Twos away here? He almost was. Just couldn't quite beat it at him, but we'll get a second chance now. No, the ball's going to run away from him. The first pass, I think, in 66.5 minutes that Joel Colwell has overhit. Cardiff continuing to invite Bristol City on and hit on the break. It's good game management from the Bluebirds right now. Blackwell delays the pass slightly, and that's going to cause some problems, and indeed the ball will go out for a throw into Cardiff City. Blackwell, who's moved deeper since the substitution, filling in the role that Omar Taylor-Clark was playing, and Raquan Nelson is playing slightly further forward. Twos is given something to chase, although Idahin has a head start over him, and will give it back to his goalkeeper, Lewis Thomas. Decent distribution there, picking out Arroy. Arroy tries to drive in field, but is met by a clutch of blue shirts, and Cardiff, well, advantage is being played right now. Ashford, lovely back heel to Spears. Spears, can he pick out the cross? Oh, it's a nice cutback to Ashford. Ashford opens up his body, shot at goal, it's blocked. But lovely interchange between Ashford and Spears, making use of the space that had been vacated by Raphael Arroy, who is trying to drive his team forward, but turning over that ball allowed Cardiff to attack the right-hand channel. And Cardiff have a throw on the far side, level with the penalty spot. Marty Campbell skips away from his man well. Ball back to Kavanagh, Vontae Campbell. Nice give and go. Ball into the area. It was a nice idea. Twos just held his run, and that's back with goalkeeper Lewis Thomas, but it's more controlled football from the Bluebirds. Clip ball forward, which Benjamin will deal with. And Colwell heads on to Spears, who will get the throw in. This is a more, oh, it's push and shove once more. Spears and Blackwell. Benjamin's in there to play, I was going to say peacemaker, but maybe not quite that role. In the end, Darren Pearce, who never liked a battle in his day, did he? He calms everyone down. Blackwell and Spears will be spoken to. Looks like the referee is in control of this situation. But Cardiff haven't shirked away from that side of the game today, Tom. They've played the nice football, but if they've had to mix it, they've mixed it well. Yeah,
certainly. I think they've known that Bristol City are going to bring that kind of match to them when it's a seven-side derby. They've overcome a lot of it, to be fair, and been equal to every challenge, haven't they? Physicality's been there from the off, it must be said. I think the referee's done overall a good job of just stopping the off-the-ball stuff happening.
Yeah, and that's also no criticism of Bristol City. It's been hard but fair, I think, from both teams for the most part, as you would expect, as you would want from a derby game. The referee is just speaking to goalkeeper Lewis Thomas. I don't think he was the nominated captain today, but he's having a conversation with the referee around about the halfway line. Everything seems to have been settled down and will shortly be back underway. Benjamin, sorry, it was actually a throw-in which Spears will take down the line. Ball beats him on the return, but Benjamin tidies up. Once more, Benjamin tidies up. Here is Blackwell against Kavanagh. A couple of Bristol City players in the same space, making life difficult for each other. It's been that sort of afternoon so far for the visitors. Now they try to activate the crossfield ball again. Nice touch from Francois, that was quality. Finds Arroy. Once more, Cardiff have forced Bristol City back and have now got their shape. Yeboah, can he make some space for himself? Well, he finds Blackwell. Blackwell oversteps it though, and Cardiff are away with Conti, who's come from the left to the right, running with the ball, and after all that good work, just gives the ball behind. Two's unfortunate. It carried the ball well, but couldn't quite find the pass. Cardiff now have Conti on the right as Kroll, intelligent, off the ball, goes to cover that left winger position. I do think James Kroll has got a good football IQ. Cook does well again to win the throw-in for the Bluebirds. A lot about James Kroll's game, and yes, he scored today, Tom, but when I watch him, I always think a lot of his work is selfless.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, he's the type of player who shoots when he needs to, I think. But generally, yeah, you're right, he does find the pass if it's there. He's great at flicking that ball on as well when he's got a man running off him. It'd be interesting to see now if Cody Twos can be that man, you know, running off the flicked on ball with his, 18 minutes left.
Yeah, we had around about 7 minutes of added time in the first half, so I suspect we might be here a little longer than the clock is suggesting at the moment. So here's a crossfield ball on here if Cardiff can activate it. It's just a little square, unfortunately, from Kavanagh. It was a good idea. Ashford was in space. Idahin brings it out, gives it to Francois. Faced up by Ashford, who forces him back to Idahin. Knight Labelle spreads it well to the right-hand side. Monte Campbell should cut this out, though, in the left-back position. Does. Turns it nicely into Cook, who feeds it to Colwell. Colwell uses his body to turn away, although caught, and then pulls Blackwell to the ground, and I suspect that might be a yellow card. Yes, I don't think anyone of Cardiff City persuasion can argue with that one. It does give Bristol City a shooting opportunity in a central position, level with the D, just to the right-hand side of it.
Just off screen, actually, you can see that Jig Dennis is already marshalling that defensive line for him. That wall, getting it in place.
Cardiff, I thought it dealt with this situation well watching the replay. Cook to Colwell. Colwell thought he'd use his body to turn away, but just that long stretched leg from Blackwell turned the ball over, and then Colwell, in cartoon style, just wouldn't let him run. Pearson this time surely will strike a goal. If this goes in, it will give Bristol City life. As Tom says, Dennis has organised the wall, and it's a tall wall, a big wall. What can Pearson muster here? Up steps Pearson, good strike, but always curling away. Dennis in control of the situation, and it skips past the post. Another change for Bristol City. Coming onto the pitch will be Marley Rose. And is that Joseph James he's replacing in the full-back position? I believe it is. So like for like with replacement there for Bristol City. Dennis goes long. Kroll is beaten. The bouncing ball will favour Bristol City, although Benjamin again just provides a blue wall there on 2 occasions. Here's Kavanagh. Decent release ball to Conti. Conti one-on-one. Will look to drive down the line. And he's done very well against the only just arrived Rose. Is he fouled Conte? He's not, says the referee. And Darren Pearce is shouting at his winger to get up, get back in shape. Oh, well, just finding life a little bit more difficult since he's gone to the deeper role. Darren Pearce is the loudest voice you can hear. He wants his players to set standards, don't stay on the floor, moan at the referee. Kroll back to Spears, who sends it forward, allowing Ashford to chase. That's not it's a little weak, perhaps, but the assistant referee got Knight Labelle out of trouble there. We're into the last 13 minutes of this 7-side derby, and Cardiff, you have to say, despite not having as much as the ball in this second half, firmly in control because they're just soaking up, and you still feel there's potential to hit on the break.
Yeah, certainly. I think this second half now, City so far at least, you know, they've cut out those errors and they're playing to their game plan. They've got the lead, they want to keep it, they want to maybe even extend on it if they get the chance.
Foot race here as Nelson is beyond Fonte Campbell. Campbell gets back goal side. Nelson slips and, unfortunately for him, inadvertently handles the ball. It's just not going right for the visitors this afternoon. And Cardiff will have the free kick. Of course, a reminder, the senior side are back in action this Saturday. Norwich City, the visitors. Watch Norwich against Blackburn on the weekend, and they did look very much out of sorts, but always a tough encounter. Join us on Cardiff City TV, or better yet, make it down to Cardiff City Stadium. But if you can't get down to the game, we've got you covered. Oh, this is an opportunity, and what a great recovery tackle there by Spears, just as that ball looked destined for the far post and an open red shirt. Cardiff maybe just switching off slightly from the throw-in. Benjamin had a 2v1 situation. It's a beautiful ball in, but Spears back in that covering position, sends the ball over the bar, and from the resulting first set piece, it's turned away for a second corner to Bristol City. A bit of push and pull in there, but Dennis did well to turn that over the bar. Drill corner this time, which is headed away by Kavanagh. Cardiff clear the ball, and if they can get control, oh, they could have had a 2-on-2 situation. Conte doesn't foul his man. Colwell is beaten though on the block tackle. Here's Yeboah. Nice layoff, and Dennis makes his best save of the game because there was a deflection in there. He was going low, the ball then changed trajectory, and Dennis made a very good save to turn it out for a corner kick.
Yeah, he's done very well so far. Jake Dennis, he's a great shot stopper. Just proved it there, you know, so much reaction involved. He's been on top of it.
That's an emphatic clearance by Kavanagh, which will take Cardiff up the pitch. Ten minutes remaining of normal time. Here's Blackwell. He's looked better since going deeper. So, wing backs now for Bristol City, and Roy's very high on this left-hand side. It's he who headers on. Spears deals with the situation well, clears it away. Blackwell is seeing more and more of the ball as the deeper midfielder. And he's setting Bristol City on the front foot as a result. Crossfield ball for Roy. He'll look to drive down the line. He hasn't got a lot of support, and that's a strong tackle by Kroll. And again, there's a little bit of afters. Good pressure from Colwell, although it might be one push too many there. There is free kick to Bristol City. Just continues to break up the game though, and it's Cardiff who hold the position of dominance. It's a missed kick there from Rose, which will allow Cardiff to have the throw in. Cook gives it to his goalkeeper, who gets a firm right foot behind the ball. And Cardiff will get the throw in on the far side. Temperature starting to drop quite significantly at the International Sports Stadium. Good read again from Cook. Right place at the right time. Can Bristol City muster a consolation goal or better from this game in the remaining minutes? That's good defending by Kavanagh once more. He's been strong in that midfield and has taken the mantle a little bit more since Antwi went off. Ryan Kavanagh, he can be combative. He's got a good range of passing as well. Don't forget about him. He maybe hasn't been someone we've seen as frequently in recent times, but always thought he's a promising footballer. It's good from Kroll once more, and he's having his shirt pulled. Cardiff will get the free kick. Colwell tries to break the press, but the ball is turned over, although the referee says Colwell was fouled. So Cardiff will have the free kick. Again, it's just more time off the clock. Here's Cook, who, along with Benjamin, have just been solid as a centre-half partnership. Dennis. Clears long. Kroll. Well, almost got away from his markers there. Might have been some dark arts employed, but it'll be a throw into Bristol City. So we just see a replay of that best chance that Bristol City have had in the second half. Lovely layoff by Yeboah. Dennis, is a great save because the shot is deflected and completely changes the flight of the ball on him, but he watches it very well and makes a strong-handed save. That's nice link-up play between Francois Pearson and Arroy, but in the end the final pass is just overhit, out for a goal kick to the Bluebirds. Tom, you're doing about 15 things, writing a report, social media, but I'm also going to do the cliched ask you. Go on, you can have it. You can have it till the next couple of minutes. Who's your man of the match this afternoon for the Bluebirds? Have a think on it. You know
what? I've had a quick little think, and the first name that comes to my mind would be Joe Colwill. I think, you know, everybody today has had a really good performance, and that's definitely reflected in the score. But for me, I think Joe Colwill, you know, he's done so well defensively and in attack. When he's got the ball at his feet, you kind of don't really know what he's going to do, despite the fact that he's in a very central position most times.
Look, Cardiff better the score as it stands. Ashford, is he pushed? Is he pulled? Referee says no. I think there was some fair claims there. But
it's a little suspect from where we're sat, but, you know, the assistant referee's had a better view of it than we have, and he hasn't flagged it, so it's narrow. Close call, I think.
Maybe if the scoreline had been different, a different stage of the game, perhaps a different decision, but you would anticipate it won't make much difference to the outcome of this match. So Ashford is now on set-piece corner duty. Short corner to Colwill. Colwill, little dip of the shoulder, miss-hit pass. Fonte Campbell will, well, he's clipped, but referee says play on. Blackwell won enough of the ball, finds Pearson. And Spears, strong tackle, clears away. And I'm not going to say anything for fear that I'll be accused of favouritism.
I take it the viewers at home know who your man of the match is, JP?
I think it's been a quality performance from all the Bluebirds, and I wouldn't... the moments of quality in the game, I think Ashford, Kroll and Colwill have provided them, but I do like this young Spears in a defensive manner, the way in which he covers ground, makes the tackle, but also I think he's an intelligent footballer on the ball. But there's been many good performances today. And I think the spine of the team, Tom, I think, you know, Dennis, all right, there were a few loose touches in the first half, but he's been a commanding goalkeeper. The two centre-halves have just mopped up everything. And whilst Cameron Antwi has departed, I think he and Kavanagh won the battle in midfield, which gave Cardiff the platform to go on and win this game. So I think it's just a really good bounce-back performance from these under-21s who, I wouldn't say are under scrutiny, but of course when people look at the league table, and as you say, Tom, they don't always get live streams, don't see the games, you tend to make your own conclusions, but I've been thoroughly impressed with the Bluebirds this afternoon.
Yeah, certainly, and this will definitely be a performance that they'll be wanting to build on. I can't imagine after the match when we speak to Darren Percy, he'll have much to fault about today's performance.
Here's Yeboah, ball bounces off his chest and Colwill clears. Ashford has decided just to hold that defensive position. He's got through a lot of work and a lot of running today. Who can blame him for catching his breath? Fonte Campbell wins a tackle, but concedes the throw in. It's quickly taken. Blackwell tries to get in on the quickly taken throw, but can only turn it behind for a goal kick to Cardiff City as we're about to approach 88.5 minutes gone in this one. A little bit of praise, I think, also due for Fonte Campbell. A different situation for him, perhaps, but he's come in and I think conducted himself in a very professional way.
Yeah, certainly. I think, you know, he's the kind of player who, when he has played for the 21s, he has scored plenty of goals and he's got plenty of minutes from these matches. Hopefully, you know, they are of benefit of him because he's certainly benefited the team today.
Nice layoff, allowing Conti to perhaps get onto it. Good covering defending by Roy, who maybe has been the pick of the players of Bristol City. Blackwell's certainly been a greater influencer since going deeper. This man, Francois, has had his moments and looks like a tricky winger. But on a consistent basis, I think Roy has maybe been the man who's tried to drive Bristol City forward, and they're driving forward now and get a corner kick. So we are in the last minute of normal time. Again, a reminder, the Bluebirds are back at home. The senior team, that is, senior men's team, at home against Norwich on Saturday. Do yourself a favour, get down to Cardiff City Stadium if you can, because good things are happening. Corner kick comes in, Dennis gets something to it and makes his own luck. He's able to claim at the second attempt. Probably deserve that, the goalkeeper. And now we are just about at the discretion of the referee. No board in under-21 football. So we'll see how much added time is allotted. Cardiff play keep ball, although Benjamin is under a little bit of pressure now. Gives it back to goalkeeper Dennis. To Cook, he's under pressure but breaks the press very well, finds Conti, just gets stuck a little bit, but now he can drive forward and he looks like a willing runner since coming on. Ball is played wide to the left hand side. Twos gives it back to Vontae Campbell, to Kavanagh. Cardiff just looking to see out the moments of this game, although Colwell might have different ideas as he drives. And is he fouled? Referee says yes. And it's unfortunate because Ashford was making a bursting run, and you'd imagine Colwell would have found him as, well, this is maybe just one for experience, I imagine, but in the dying embers of this one, Bristol City are about to make a triple substitution. Coming onto the pitch will be Tane Anderson, Callum Hewlett and Joshua Campbell slowly. I think this is just, I would imagine, younger players perhaps playing up an age group and just a reward for them. He says, guessing, just to get a couple of seconds, a couple of moments at the end of this under-21 encounter. Cardiff will also be making a substitution. And Morgan Wigley will come on for whatever time we have remaining. Just when you thought most of your typing work was done, Tom, we have 4 substitutions.
I can only thank the coaches of each team.
Ball into the corner is overhit, and the referee will stop proceedings to allow Cardiff to make that substitution, with Morgan Wigley coming onto the field. And I think just precautionary here, Joel Colwell is the man going to be taken off, and Tom's man of the match, and who can argue with that? He's had a hand in pretty much everything good Cardiff City have done, and what a prospect he looks like for the Bluebirds. Gets a well-deserved pat on the back from Darren Pearce. Can Cardiff keep their clean sheet? That will be the last remaining mission for the Bluebirds. Ball forward. Benjamin is covering Pearson. Pearson is rather on his own, but he does well, does he, to skip past Benjamin? No, Benjamin gets his body back goal side, uses his strength as ever so well, and Squires is able to show fleet of foot to clear the ball away. Kroll will get something on that ball. Bristol City still have it with recently introduced Anderson. He will at least get a touch of the ball. Here's Blackwell. Has it again. Spreads the ball nicely to the right-hand side, and Rose momentarily is in behind. That ball just runs away from him, though, and out for a throw into Cardiff. And you imagine that might well be that. Indeed it is. full-time whistle goes here at Cardiff International Sports Stadium in what has been a thoroughly impressive performance from the Bluebirds under-21s, winning this game this afternoon, the seven-side derby against Bristol City, by 3-0. And Tom, we've spoken about pretty much all of it during the game, just thoroughly impressive.
Oh, absolutely. I would say it's a comprehensive victory. Overall, you know, it's a clean sheet as well, which is as sought after as a win, I would say. Given how City, you know, have only lost by 1 or 2 goals here or there so far this season, I feel like it's all around, I think, plenty of stand-up performances, certainly, but all around, I think everybody was on there, brought their A game today. They knew who they were up against, and it was at home, and they had to put in a performance if they wanted to get a win against this, you know, more experience must be said, Bristol City side, but they've managed it and they've done it well.
Yes, they've done it very well, and Darren Pearce, Matthew Bloxham, and the rest of the coaching team will be very pleased. So the players just shaking hands, the game played as a derby should be, but ending in good spirits. Bristol City, well, they worked hard and they started the faster, but once Cardiff got that first goal, you felt that they were always in control of this match, even when they allowed Bristol City possession in the second half. As Tom says, we've picked out a number of players, but really it's the team performance as a whole, the organisation and the speed and clinical nature on the counter-attack, which really stands out for the Bluebirds today, as you're seeing some replays of first and second half action. My apologies, no, this is just the second half, and that goal of great quality from Ashford after a lovely through ball from Colwell. Bristol City did have moments, and during the series of replays here, you'll see a very good save from Jake Dennis. As we watch the players in live action coming off the pitch, and Darren Pearce looks absolutely delighted, and rightly so. I think that'll provide a lot of positivity around the under-21s narrative. It was, to use Tom's word, pretty comprehensive, albeit there weren't as many clear-cut chances in the second half, but we enjoyed it. We hope you enjoyed it. My thanks as always to Tom Hopkins, my colleague on these under-21 games. My thanks to all of you for tuning in. We'll leave you with the last remaining highlights. A reminder again, of course, senior men's team in action on Saturday against Norwich. But thank you for joining us on this Tuesday afternoon. We hope you've enjoyed it. Cardiff City certainly have enjoyed it. They've won this seven-side derby against Bristol City by 3-0.